Whether the PlayStation VR2 glasses are on their way to achieving the successful launch that Sony hopes or not, there are a lot of players who will acquire these glasses, and they are on a date with one of the most important launch titles. Horizon Call of the Mountain has been rated as the biggest game for upcoming virtual reality glasses since its announcement and before its imminent launch. The game has achieved an important milestone in the development process. Guerrilla Studios announced on Twitter that Horizon Call of the Mountain has gone gold and is completely ready for release, which means the studio has almost finished development. What's left now is to add anything to the game or any bug fixes from the time of writing to when the game launches on day one or even after the game launches. The first virtual reality game in the series, as a first-person shooter co-developed with Firesprite Studios, will put players in the shoes of protagonist Reyes, a hero on a quest to restore his honor. The series' core combat mechanics will return to be present against killer robots. Climbing mechanics will also be focused on, and at the same time, we can expect the series' heroine Aloy to appear. The bow is a mainstay of the Horizon universe, and it returns here as you will be using different types of arrows, and it remains to be seen for ourselves what exactly this game has to offer. The game will launch with PlayStation VR2 glasses on February 22nd, 2023. The game was originally designed for PlayStation VR2 glasses, which means that a lot of movements and gameplay styles have been employed to be compatible with the features of the new console. This is frankly what amazed us, especially when using a bow and shooting arrows, where you can do it as if you were using a real bow, either when dragging or aiming, while the R2 button can be used for shooting. The distribution of the R2, R1, L2, and L1 buttons may take some time to master their use, especially with the new distribution for them, but soon you will get used to using the bow, especially since it is identical to the realistic movements in which you can use a real bow, whether when drawing or shooting. You will feel the splendor of precise control during the confrontation with the enemies, as we were in a confrontation with the Witchar monster, and fighting with him was very enjoyable. The game will offer you the opportunity to roam in its wide and rich world with details, where you will feel as if you are already wandering in a real world thanks to the display resolution that reaches 4K and the sensory and tactile effects of the glasses and the Sense controller, which will all harmonize to give you a feeling as if you are actually walking with your body in the game world. Developer Moon Studios has had great success with the Ori title in general and has done a lot for this title with unique adventures. It appears that the developer is ready to move on to something new, as it confirmed in late 2019 that its next game would be a new action RPG title. Although we don't have any confirmed details about it, Moon Studios creative director Thomas Mahler has been talking about the project on his Twitter page, saying that the game will take a lot of Zelda inspiration, and it's clearly the general concept the developer has been following for the game since first contemplating it. Then, Mahler went on to confirm that the game will feature an art style similar to the Ori games to set the studio's imprint and identity, because it is important from the developer's point of view that his games have a unique art style so that anyone knows that this is a Moon Studios game even if he only sees a thumbnail without playing the game, because there are a lot of RPG games of this type. Technical orientation is one of the differentiating points here. The studio confirmed that the game will be on multiple platforms instead of releasing it as an Xbox exclusive, as it did with the two Ori games. In 2020, it was announced that Moon Studios had entered into a publishing agreement with Private Division to publish its upcoming game. Although, if the reports are to be believed, the developer did encounter many unexplained issues during the development process. Several former Moon Studios employees have reportedly criticized the developer for its oppressive work culture. During the past few days, we learned that Diablo 4 will get new information during the IGN FanFest 2023 event, which will be held between February 17th and 18th. But it seems that we will also get, during the same event, a date for the launch of the open beta version. Rod Ferguson, general manager of the game at Blizzard, through a tweet he posted on his Twitter account, asked a follower to comment whether there is an intention to announce the beta this month. Ferguson said, Almost. If we were going to bid on a particular in-game moment this month, we could announce something like this: Ferguson's hints are clear, which refers to the IGN FanFest 2023 event, which will take place in a few days. It's been more than 3 years since Diablo 4 was revealed at BlizzCon 2019, and almost 2 months since the release date was announced during the Game Awards event. There have been some details revealed over the past few months about the upcoming Diablo 4 beta, but they are sparse. According to Blizzard's website, the minimum period for which an open beta will be available is 2 days. In addition, those who pre-purchase the game will be granted early access to the aforementioned beta version, but it is not yet known how early that will be. Last year, a closed beta was announced, but little information regarding the game has leaked through some sources. However, fans of the game should prepare during the coming days for a flood of new information and a review of the gameplay, in addition to announcing the date of the open beta. The upcoming Diablo 4 is the long-awaited sequel to the popular RPG series, featuring a new threat in Lilith. It also has an open world full of new camps and locations, and more than 150 dungeons to explore. Developer Blizzard also recently started pre-orders for the same game, and it's set to be released on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S, X. The game is scheduled to be released on June 6 this year.